I hired a private investigator to follow my wife, and he called me from the police station instead. My wife started working late 3 months ago. Every Tuesday and Thursday, she'd text around 6 p.m. saying she had a client meeting. She's a real estate agent, so it made sense at first. But then I noticed the pattern. Same nights every week. Always home by 10 p.m. She'd walk in smelling like perfume I didn't recognize. Hair freshly brushed. When I asked about her day, she'd give one-word answers and change the subject. I checked our bank statements. Cash withdrawals every Tuesday and Thursday. $100 to $200 each time. She said it was for client dinners, but her reimbursement checks never came. I didn't want to be that paranoid husband, but my gut was screaming something was wrong. So I hired a private investigator named Scott, former cop. Highly recommended. I gave him her schedule and photo. I'll follow her Thursday, he said. You'll have answers by Friday. Thursday came. I kissed her goodbye, then spent the day unable to focus. At 6:50 p.m., she texted. Working late tonight. Don't wait up. At 7:15 p.m., Scott texted. Following her now. I sat on my couch, hands shaking, waiting. 8:30 p.m. My phone rang. Scott's number. I answered before the first ring finished. What did you find? Mr. Bennett, this is Officer Bradley with the Metro Police Department. I'm calling from Scott Walsh's phone. My stomach dropped. What? Why? Where's Scott? He's here at the station. He asked me to call you. Is he okay? What happened? He's fine, but we need you to come down here. There's been an incident involving your wife. I was out the door before he finished. I drove to the station doing 70 in a 45. A detective led me to a small room. Scott sat there with a bandage on his forehead and ice pack on his hand. What the hell happened? I asked. Scott looked at me with something between embarrassment and disbelief. Your wife didn't go to a client meeting. I know. Where did she go? A boxing gym. I blinked. What? She's been taking boxing classes. Tuesday and Thursday nights for the past 3 months. My brain couldn't process what he was saying. Boxing classes? Scott nodded. I followed her to Iron Fist Gym on 7th Street. After about an hour, I saw someone trying to break into a car in the lot. He shifted the ice pack. I got out to stop him, showed my PI license, said I was calling the cops. And? He swung at me. We struggled, and your wife came running out. My heart was pounding. What did she do? Scott's face twisted into something between respect and pain. She dropped the guy with one punch. Clean right hook to the jaw. He went down like a sack of bricks. I just stared at him. Then she tackled me before she realized I wasn't part of it. Thought I was his accomplice. He flexed his hand under the ice pack. Your wife has a mean left jab, by the way. She hit you? 3 times before I could get my ID out and explain I was hired by you. The detective walked in. Your wife is next door giving her statement. The car thief is in holding. She's not being charged. She was defending property and didn't know Mr. Walsh's identity. I sat down because my legs stopped working. She's been taking boxing classes. Scott pulled out his phone and showed me photos. My wife in boxing gloves, hitting a heavy bag. My wife sparring with an instructor. My wife smiling bigger than I'd seen her smile in months. The cash withdrawals? I asked. Class fees. They only take cash. I put my head in my hands. The detective cleared his throat. She's asked to see you. I walked into the other room. My wife was sitting there with her hair in a messy ponytail, wearing workout clothes, knuckles wrapped in tape. She looked at me, and I could see she'd been crying. I'm sorry, she said. I should have told you. Why didn't you? She took a deep breath. Remember when those guys tried to rob us outside the restaurant last year? How I froze and you had to handle it? I nodded. I felt so helpless, so weak. I've spent our whole marriage feeling like I needed you to protect me, and I hated it. Her voice cracked. I wanted to learn how to protect myself, to feel strong, but I was embarrassed that I needed lessons for something that should come naturally. It doesn't come naturally to anyone, I said. I know that now. She smiled weakly. I was going to surprise you next month, show you what I learned, but I guess the surprise is ruined. I pulled her into a hug. You knocked out a car thief. And your PI, she added. And my PI. Scott walked past the door with his ice pack and gave us a thumbs up. Best right hook I've seen in 20 years. My wife laughed, and I realized I hadn't heard her laugh like that in months. We drove home together. I never hired another PI again, but I did start going to boxing classes with her on Tuesdays and Thursdays.